Hi, Dawn. Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Clearview Chamber of Commerce. Dawn Bourne is here to help us out. He's going to have share some business building information with us as part of our workshop series.
Hi, entrepreneurs. My name is Dawn Bourne. I am from the Small Business Enterprise Center in South Georgian Bay. I'm a business consultant, and I have a lot of other organizations that I work with, entrepreneurs, helping them start, build, and grow their businesses. Tonight, we're going to be talking about supports for entrepreneurs in these challenging times, and we all know that they are quite challenging. So what are we going to talk about? We talk about the situation that's happening and some of StatsCan. I know we all need data, right? To tell us that things are good and bad. I'll talk about the supports and the ecosystem that's available to you in helping you grow, survive, thrive within this post-pandemic. Let's call it post at this point. And then some tools that could possibly help you. So I really believe small and medium-sized enterprises rock. You guys are rock stars. You employ 64% of the labor force across Canada, 21% are medium-sized businesses, and the large businesses, they only employ about 14.8%, and that's a recent stat as of June 30th of 2021. This is really important because the driver towards economic recovery in this post-pandemic is how quickly the small businesses can return to the pre-pandemic levels from employment, from generation of taxes, etc. StatsCan went out in October, well, up to October, they amassed this data, and the 4 top challenges for rural businesses due to the pandemic is rising costs of inputs. So this is your stock, this is your supply chain. Look at lumber. I love those memes on social media where they've got 3 2x4s in the back of a pickup truck, and they said, you know, pickup truck $10, 2x4s, or like $40,000, the reverse. These are the kind of things that are happening, and it's really challenging. We're hoping that the supply chain will repair itself quickly with what's happening out in BC right now. That may be a little longer, but that is the top part. I'm sure that you're all feeling some pain there. The next one is recruiting skilled employees, and I'm not too sure why that's a big problem because our education system is pretty strong, but getting those skilled employees and getting them in as we start to get back out of the gate and getting our businesses flourishing and customers coming and buying our products and services, we need those employees. And the third most common obstacle was labor force shortages. I'm working with a number of entrepreneurs right now that are having to move their operations to other areas just to get their production or continue to get their production up to speed. And so if you're in a rural area, I'm sure that that is probably a challenge. Also transportation in some of the areas that I've been where the public transit is a little less than optimum. And so trying to get people to your place to help work. And then the last one is cost of insurance. Insurance was always a little bit of a pain in the butt, but now it seems to be really, really high and inhibitive in our businesses. We're having to not absorb those costs because we have to maintain our margins. So this is really challenging as we get higher insurance premiums, and we're having to track that into our pricing and put it out there where our customers are not completely happy with price increases. So those are the 4 top challenges that rural businesses, and I believe that the businesses that are also in some of the smaller cities as well. How are we going to build and grow and thrive moving forward and getting out of this this economic downturn, the biggest one I've ever seen? And I had a very successful business for 22 years and weathered 4 recessions. And when this came, I said, oh my goodness, this would be a real challenge for any type of small and or medium-sized business. And so how are we going to get out of that? Well, who are you going to call? And I'm not going to say it, but now I will. Ghostbusters. No, don't. we have an ecosystem here in Simcoe County that is second to none. It's incredible. I've been involved in it for over 11 years, and these organizations support entrepreneurs, businesses at every stage of the game, from startup, pre-market, I've got an idea, to in-market and I'm struggling, or I'm growing, scaling, and there's so many different organizations. And I want to start with the first one, which is the Small Business Enterprise Center. And it's in Collingwood, and it covers South Georgian Bay, which is inclusive of Collingwood, Clearview, Blue Mountain, and Wasaga Beach. And so they provide entrepreneurs with all kinds of tools to start and grow their businesses. And I'll just flip over to their website for a moment, and we'll take a quick look. It's really easy to get to them. It's enterprise.ca, and I'll repeat this a couple of times, but there is a handout sheet that you can get upon request at the Clearview Chamber if you contact them, and there'll be all the links that we talk about tonight. So the Small Business Enterprise Center, and I'm going to go into some of the things that they offer to entrepreneurs, not just startups, but in market. We work with a lot of in-market businesses that are trying to find labor force, or trying to find a new location, or are struggling due to whatever reason, and we get tools and connections for them. Connections are really important. The next one is the Virtual Service Advisory Program. This was a fund that was offered to us to create an advisory panel or program, and they're industry experts that we brought in human resources, accounting, legal, and business consulting. And so within our site, or within the Small Business Enterprise Center, you can go directly to it and you'll see what it's all about. You can check out the experts and connect with them. It's a free service. So if you need help within any one of those areas, this is something that can, human resources, creating policy and procedure, hiring, firing, all of those things, accounting, trying to keep your finger on the pulse and what's happening, and you need a second opinion, a third opinion. There's an accountant that can help you and put a second set of eyes on things. Legal, contracts, non-disclosures, any of those type of things, partnerships, corporate structure, and business consulting, which would be the Small Business Enterprise, myself, and a number of other mentors and consultants that are there. The next one I find to be very interesting, there's a good story behind this, is Digital Service Squad. It was called Digital Main Street when it first started, and it was a program that was offered before the pandemic to help businesses in the downtown core become digital, to help them with their POS systems and their social media and everything else. And just before the pandemic, they stopped the program. Pandemic hit, they saw a need for it, so they started it back up and spread it beyond just downtown businesses. Now, the Digital Service Squad are a group of experts in social media, website development, content creation, all of that, and you can access them. And what I really like about this is when you go to the website, which is part of the Small Business Enterprise Center, you can book a 30-minute free consultation immediately, and it's really, really easy to do, to figure out what resources they have, what do you need, how can they either help you themselves, or what are the other resources that potentially could be out there. And in today's day and age, when you're in business, you have to have an online presence, not necessarily a website, but you have to have an online presence. And interesting factoid, I live just outside of Barrie in Oro, and when the pandemic hit, I was shocked to learn that over 60% of the businesses in downtown Barrie did not have an online presence. They do now. Digital Main Street Squad worked with them, and I don't know what the fact or the data was in South Georgian Bay, but it was also similar to that. So many businesses needed help. Digital Main Street helped them, and are continuing to help them as well. So you can get a digital audit, which I really like. So they do a review of what you've got already. That could be your Instagram and your Facebook accounts, and give you insights into how to make them better. so that you can reach the customers and make those sales. The next one is unique in itself. It's been around for a very long time. It's called Starter Company Plus. And it's a program that it is a grant program that helps entrepreneurs start or expand their businesses. So if you're in business and you're thinking of expanding, now that may be hiring another employee. That could be creating an online marketplace, an e-commerce solution, which a lot of businesses have moved to because they needed to. Starter Company is a great program for many, many reasons. What I like about it the most is, well, it's not the greatest that it's applied to and it's competitive, but what's good when you apply to it, you have to create a business plan in the part of the application. And that really helps entrepreneurs focus. The ones that are in business already, it helps them focus on what they're doing and where they want to go. And if they're successful in getting into the program, you get up to $5,000 in grant funds, as well as mentorship. And the mentors are all local. So these are local entrepreneurs or subject matter experts that have been there, done that, washed the t-shirt, and want to help or paying it back by mentoring other businesses in the area. So the connections that they have are pretty great. So if you're thinking of expanding your business, which is hiring an employee or e-commerce and several other things, again, if you go to the enterprise.ca site, you will see the Starter Company Plus program. Is it for you? Where do you start? And the easiest thing is to contact the center, and you'll probably end up meeting with me personally, and we'll talk a little bit more detail, and we'll see if we can get you into the program. We have one cohort or one group every year. The last one had 13 people in it, all funded. Everybody got funds, and they got 6 months of support. We do business training. We work with you in that business planning phase to get you in front of the panel for consideration into the program. I can't say enough. It's an amazing program. It's helped so many local entrepreneurs in the South Georgian Bay area, everything from a human resource individual to a yoga studio, property maintenance, small engine mechanic. The list just keeps going on and on and on. You probably shop at some of these businesses yourself. Then we have, as soon as this website, there we go, it's nice and clear. The Center for Business and Economic Development. It's a community futures development. So this is the federal not-for-profit organization that's funded by the federal government, and their main objective is to help small business, small and medium-sized businesses in rural areas, and we're all classified as rural areas. If you're in Barrie, you're not a rural area, but anywhere else other than that, so Stayner, Collingwood, Wasaga Beach, Midland, all of those. So Center for Business and Economic Development. And I'm going to play the video and it's about 40 seconds long. So let's just see what they're all about.
The Center for Business and Economic Development, serving South Georgian Bay and Dufferin County, is one of 21 community futures development corporations in southwestern Ontario. What can the Center for Business and the Community Futures program do for your small business? Consider the three-legged stool. It's a solid seat, but take away just one leg and you'll be picking yourself off the floor. The Community Futures program has 3 essential legs too: small business loans, business counseling, and economic development. We'll show you the money. CFDCs can lend a small business up to $250,000 to start, expand, or even reposition. Equipment, renovations, inventory, and working capital can all be financed by your local CFDC. Business counseling helps small business operators combine their knowledge and experience with sound business management principles and ultimately more success. And it's free. Economic development activities advance opportunity for the small business sector within local communities with feasibility studies, marketing campaigns, and skills training to create a job-ready workforce. 3 indispensable legs of a sturdy stool, thus the Community Futures program. Visit the Center for Business in Collingwood and take the path towards a more successful small business. The Center for Business and Economic Development.
What an amazing organization. I work very closely with them, and they've helped a lot of businesses that have started, expanded, and repositioned. And we saw a lot of repositioning happening because of the pandemic, where businesses were saying, well, I'm doing this, but I've got to change and offer these services and or products, or offer them in a different way. We all know about curbside and e-commerce and such. And so the Center for Business and Economic Development has helped these businesses with planning, connections. They're very well connected in the area. And up to those loans up to $250,000. I think they have a micro loan program for $10,000, which is a lot faster. What I like about this organization in the lending process is the process of getting the money as well as the repayment. They understand small businesses. It's not like going to a major bank or institution like that. So they get it, and they're there to help economic growth through the support of small and medium-sized businesses in rural areas. And they do also have a website, which is really, really great. And the other thing is making it easy for you to contact. I'm big on user experience. And so book a consult, you click a button and boom, you make a consult and you'll meet with somebody there. And whether it's just looking at your business plan, strategic, whatever you want, they work synonymously with the Small Business Enterprise Center. What's nice about in the Collingwood area, South Georgian Bay, is we were housed physically in the same building, but we work very closely together with the same businesses. There's more ecosystem resources available to you in the county of Simcoe. One that I have a bit of a bias for is the Henry Bernick Entrepreneurship Center. It's an accelerator at Georgian College, and it's part of a bigger organization called Research, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship, or RIE. Put some ginger ale with that. No, just kidding. So the Henry Bernick, or HBEC as we call it, is an organization that helps also entrepreneurs, both students of the college, as well as what we call community businesses, probably like yourself, with at all stages of the game. We have because I also work there as well, just letting you know that. I'm the client service advisor and a mentor. We have a team of mentors that are subject matter experts and business owners and entrepreneurs that have been there, done that, washed the t-shirt, that you could access, along with other programs and such that are available to you. Henry Burnick was an amazing entrepreneur in South Georgian Bay, in Simcoe County. He was a land developer. He was an immigrant. He made very good businesses, and he left $1.2 million to the college in 2012 to create this center. And we've been helping about 350 businesses, entrepreneurs every year. So it's a pretty great organization. The Sandbox started a few years back, and it's in downtown Barrie, and they're the connector, a bit of a hub. They've got a lot of stuff going on there, it's the ecosystem. So we all kind of play nice at the Sandbox. I actually teach some of the courses that I do at the Sandbox, and they're great if you are looking for connections and such. The Sandbox is a great place to be. The Foundry, actually, I've gone a little bit ahead of myself. I'm going to go to, I put these websites up specifically. So the links will be in that handout, but you can just type in the Henry Bernick Entrepreneurship Center, and it's really easy to access and to get involved with them. You fill in the intake form, and it takes 2.7 minutes, I hear, to fill it out, and you can learn more about the Burnick Center, and if it's a good fit, come in and check us out. The Sandbox Center, they got an amazing website with their membership, their programs, events. They have a ton of events happening all the time, and they are well connected within all the different organizations. As you can see, Scotia, NetGain, Grant Thornton, Barriston, all these individuals actually come in and do workshops at the SBEC. And then the last one I mentioned was the Foundry. Welcome to the Collingwood Foundry. What an amazing organization, co-working space, community hub, and they have events going on as well. And the networking that happens there is just incredible. A lot of small businesses that are are operating out of there. They've got their own office. They're meeting with clients. I don't know if you can see in that picture, there's a pod, which is really kind of cool, that if you're having a meeting, just the two of you, it's this airtight, not airtight, but soundproofed pod that you can have meetings and such. It's just a great space. And they've actually expanded to the lower level. They were on the second level for the longest time. They're down in the lower level as well. So check out the Foundry, which a lot of entrepreneurs from all of South Georgian Bay are going to. And don't forget about the chambers. Oh my gosh, when I was in business, in my own business here in Barrie, the Barrie Chamber of Commerce was an amazing champion for me and full of resources and such. And you've got Clearview, you got South Georgian Bay, which is out of Midland, Saga Beach, Blue Mountain. You've got Barrie, Midland, which is South Georgian Bay. And I can't tell, there's so many different chambers, and if you're watching this, you probably have seen this through the Clearview Chamber site. As I said, the handouts with all of the links to get to any of these resources that I've talked about are available upon request. Just reach out to Clearview Chamber of Commerce and they'll set you up. They'll probably email it to you. I want to switch gears for a moment and talk about some of the tools that you may not be aware are available to you to fortify or to figure out what's happening with your business and how to get to the next level or to thrive, not just survive. Now, if you're not familiar with a BMC, which is a short form for Business Model Canvas, the easiest thing to do is go to YouTube, type in Business Model Canvas, and there's a plethora of amazing videos that describe what it is. And there's a company, it's called Strategizer with a Y, that you can go to and you can get the templates to do it. What I like about the Business Model Canvas, it's great for someone that's got an idea and going through the ideation process to get into the market space. It's a great tool for that, but it's also a great tool for a business that are having some challenges and need to sometimes reinvent themselves or pivot or try to figure out where there's opportunities and possible gaps in their business, in their model. What I like about it, it's one page, it's a visual. So when you look at it, you can have your team surrounding yourself with excellence to look at it and give insight and input. And you can start to grow and nourish those ideas and create viability within your model, more effective and efficient model. The value proposition, which is inside the Business Model Canvas, not enough entrepreneurs give it as much attention as it should, and it really helps in the clarity of what it is you're selling. When I teach value proposition, there's one slide in there that is the most important. And if you take anything away from this, it's people don't care what you sell. They care about what it does for them. So if you're always selling or you're always promoting and marketing what you sell, not what it does for them, it's a challenge. So by building out your value proposition, and again, YouTube, value proposition, plethora of videos, and you can create a value proposition. There's also workshops and courses that you can take both at Henry Burnick Entrepreneurship Center, Small Business Enterprise Center, et cetera. I'm a big fan of that, as you can tell. The next one is market research. Again, the organizations like the Burnick Center and Small Business Enterprise Center have access to databases that can help you determine who your customer is better. Knowing them granularly and intimately helps you get into the marketplace and build at a surgical level so that you're building in efficiencies. You're not spending as much time and money on trying to acquire customers. So market research is important. Databases are available to you through these organizations. Next one I want to talk to you is Further Faster program. This works on foundations, whether you're a new business or an existing business and trying to shore up the foundations and make them stronger. The Further Faster program is offered through the Henry Burnick Entrepreneurship Center. There's a cost of $99. What I like about it is the city of Barrie sees it as economic development and job creation. So they subsidize it. It's actually a $600 per person program, and they subsidize it. So it's only $99, which is pretty cool. And it's a very short, condensed course. It's 12 sessions and takes about 7 full days to get through. It usually goes over a period of about 8 weeks, and it's 1 day a week. The other one is that starter company program that I talked about, and that's really what I wanted to put forth here is the expansion support and potential money. So let's say you were creating an e-commerce site and you needed help. So you got into the starter company program and you were successful in getting the $5,000 grant. That $5,000 grant goes a long way to creating that e-commerce site and all of the pieces that will help build out that e-commerce site and build your business, as well as the mentorship and training and support. So starter company might be a good fit. Check it out, Small Business Enterprise Center. Summer company, I put that one in just in case any of you have kids of high school or post-secondary that you want them to follow a dream as an entrepreneur. You know, we all were kids doing a lemonade stand or such. There's a lot of high school students and college or university students post-secondary that want to create their own jobs in the summer. And we've had students that have done everything from bark bowls, so dog bowls that are raised so that dogs don't have to lean down, to house painting, to photography, videography, you name it. And they've done exceptionally well. And that program gives the student $3,000 grant money to help and plan and support through the summer. It's amazing. And to watch these kids create their own companies and continue those companies along the way, even after the summer is over. The requirement is that they're high school or post-secondary, that they're in school and going back to school. So that's summer company. It's pretty cool. And then we talked about the CFDC for the planning and the loans up to $250,000. I really like those micro loans. They're quick and easy, and they can satisfy a need in a business, whether it be hiring or pivoting or growing or just having working capital. They really, really do understand entrepreneurs like yourself and businesses. So give them a check out online. I want to thank you. I got to be honest with you. What gets me up in the morning is working with entrepreneurs like yourself. I am one myself, and getting to work with you is just a wonderful honor. And I'm happy that the Clearview reached out to us to talk about these supports and resources. You can reach me at SBEC consultant at collingwood.ca. Again, Clearview will have that link, and I wish you a great deal of success in your business, and I hope that you can access these, or I wish that you will access these resources to help you grow and thrive. And we'll get past this pandemic thing and all get back to normal and be able to sit in an outdoor cafe or indoor cafe at that matter. So thank you very much. Thanks to the Clearview Chamber. I'm Don Bourne, and good night.